So part 2, because I got interrupted and I had to go from the previous video. So in terms of transformations, I wanted to share two more parts. So I like to workshop things. I workshopped in 12-step meeting, which you could do for anything if you feel codependent in some way or anything really. So I was thinking about the shaman, the voice, the sounds, the pain, or the grunts and the efforts, like the voice, like when my voice used to be more blocked, and learning to give without getting back right away or even from the same person, which is related a lot to the short-term fix of instant gratification. And, projections also do that. They instantly gratify, you know what it is, right? But in terms of having discipline, there's honesty, proactivity, and the possibility and pure potential of consciousness is by being aware and taking time and space to learn the knowledge about myself. And new information helps my mind, and acknowledgement is really a portal for gratitude. So paying attention makes a big difference. And I get to examine my intentions, and shame could be like feeling like a failure, feeling weak, letting myself, win sometimes, exercising so I feel strong. And the rules of engagement is don't do what I wouldn't want. Like, don't do to others. When I'm engaging with others, don't do to them what I wouldn't want done to me. And then in another 12-step program that I went to, I wanted to learn about transformations of healthy and unhealthy relationships from, learning about love, learning about not really sex primarily, but more like in a relationship, like romance. So, or like partnership, connection. So we used to have feelings of clinging and neediness. We thought, and I'm saying to start out, this is what they wrote. I'm not speaking as we for myself. What I mean is that I'm not saying that this is how I would word it. I'm not disqualifying myself. What I'm saying is that we make this a we so that this pattern could be happening in anyone. But I'm not saying that I'm saying that we're all currently having like this exact experience. These are a bunch on a list, and we get to see what we identify with. So, 1, we used to have feelings of clinging and neediness. We thought we'd die if we didn't have this person. Now we feel comfortable when we're apart from our partner. We feel secure in the connection. 2, we used to not match energies with our partner. We gave too much or too little in the relationship. Now we match our partner's energy. Our connection is fluid and enjoyable. 3, we used to stuff and or withhold feelings of anger, fear, and sadness, and lash out with destructive behaviors such as raging, brooding, the silent treatment. Now we feel our feelings of anger, fear, sadness as they arise. If helpful to the relationship, we communicate these feelings to our partner in a direct, loving, emotionally sober way. 4, we used to act out our feelings of anger, fear, sadness in an attempt to manipulate our partner. Now we take regular inventories of our words and actions and make amends when we've caused harm to our partner. 5, we used to act willfully and to not align our will with God's will. Now we recognize our willfulness and refrain from acting on it. We turn the situation over to higher power. 6, we used to give in order to manipulate our partner. Now we freely give and freely receive gifts of time and service or tangible items without regard for results from our partner. 7, we used to be crushed when we didn't get our partner's approval. Now we derive feelings of self-worth from participating in hobbies, nurturing your friendships, working the program. 8, we used to see a decline in self-care and participation in our activities. We experience the loss of self. Now we continue self-care and involvement in our own activities. 9, we used to blame our partner for their inadequacies and focused on their side of the street. Now we keep the focus on ourselves. 10, we used to expect our partners to make us happy. Now we take responsibility for our own happiness and share it with our partner. I think I kind of blanked out on a few of them. 7, we used to be crushed when we didn't get our partner's approval. Now we derive feelings of self-worth from participating in hobbies, nurturing and friendships, and working the program. So basically reprogramming. And 8, we used to see a decline in self-care and participation in our activities and experience the loss of self. Now we continue self-care and involvement in our own activities. And 9, we used to blame our partner for their inadequacies and focus on their side of the street. Now we keep the focus on ourselves. Okay. 11, we used to feel lonely. Oh, and then 10, the one where I kind of spaced in. We used to expect our partners to make us happy. Now we take responsibility for our own happiness and share it with our partner. 11, we used to feel lonely and isolated in the presence of our partner. Now we experience feelings of warmth and intimacy with our partner. And 12, we used to obsess over our partner and the relationship. We harped on problems and arguments and pushed aside with circular no-win disagreements. Now we ask for a timeout when the discussion turns destructive to the connection. We learn to let go and let God. So I want to bless everybody with happy, healthy 2026. And that all of us have guidance and protection from Hashem, and may the police have police on them in this year. In other words, may the police who seem to still need weapons, it makes them feel safe, they have social anxiety, may they be replaced with people who are able to be leaders and not very aggressive and tense, and may we have like true leaders who bring out the best in people and talk to what's really going on with them and get to the underlying issues and are able to handle a crisis and are able to let go of their fear and listen, deeply listen, without reactivity, without relying on weapons. Police should have their weapons used on them, because if they're going to arrest people for having weapons, they deserve to have their weapons used on them. And the police need police. And I don't care which color they like to hurt more. And you can tell when they just abusing their power. And anybody who abuses their power, abusing their power, and steps on other people's toes, tries to control other people where they're not necessary for their own job security and their own money so that they could get ahead. May all of that Hashem clear it away in this new year, new us. And we could like the new version we're becoming. May we be more easeful and gentle with the new versions we become without being so judgmental. May we be able to do tshuva and let go of the guilt and change our behavior and do better and do what we could correct and then move forward with life and be the best version of ourselves. May the past not feel heavy to carry. May it help us to have the energy to spring forth and to, without skipping anything, and to feel the pain really, like dir b'tachtonim, to feel the pain, to make a dwelling place for Hashem. And may we be of service to each other and not feel used and support each other, mutual care, amplifying energy, giving and receiving. And may we not pick on each other, bully each other, or not make space for each other. May we be open-minded. May we share our talents and our gifts. And may we see a lot of the sameness in people and find similarities that make us feel familiar and be friends and family with each other and feel connected and enjoy the people around us and not think that all of our mattering and significance and being cared about comes from the phone. And good Shabbos, and may we all be responsible, respectful, compassionate, and honest. And may we have a lot of money for whatever we need. May we be gentle with our money and not hold it too tight, and also share it and start schools if we need to, and libraries and just art studios and whatever needs to be built, and hostels and therapy centers and soup kitchens and whatever is needed for the societies and communities. May we all have a lot of money to build all the things, and everyone should be comfortable. May we have lots of public free dormitories for people. It's so cheap, and you could have people coming in with jobs to clean it. Everyone could have jobs. Why do we need so many police officers? Let them be janitors of shelters. If they could help the homeless people, that's what would solve all this. The police should become the janitors of the homeless shelters, and they should become the workers at the homeless shelters. They should make food for homeless people, and they should serve them. Why are we paying them to cause us to have more problems? We should be paying them to be working for us. They make a lot of money. They should be garbage collectors and clean up after the homeless people and take care of them. They're like children. The homeless people who can't do it on their own, they need someone to take care of them. Each one of the police officers should be a parent to a homeless person. That's how it should be. They should have one-on-one. There's one police officer for one homeless person. So these people we call disturbed and mentally ill and whatever, each one of them should have a police officer taking care of them. But we should be able to have people overseeing it to make sure that they're really doing their job right. We should see the whole world shaken up, flipped upside down, and everybody who's connected to the truth will stay inside. And if I hope I'm not going to get disconnected, I hope that we'll all love each other enough that if we see someone who's on the cliff this time around, if we ever made a mistake or we ever cheated or abandoned, this time we should choose to hold on to them and pull them up. And this time we should choose to not look and to stay loyal, We should be able to do better this time. And we should We should be willing to open our heart to each other and hold each other and cry together and love each other. Yeah. May we feel comfortable. May we have nice, good food. And may we connect with Hashem's will for us. May we connect with the truth, and may we have purity of thought. That's such a beautiful bracha somebody gave.